everybody. How are you doing this evening? Hope everybody is doing well. And I got to tell you, it feels really good to be home and my electricity is working and everything. So I am like, and my internet is up and stuff. Well, the electricity was fine. It was the Wi-Fi. We lost Wi-Fi last week. So I had to film Embroidery Happy Hour from my friend's Patty's house, which it was great, but I miss my sewing room, because I kind of like when I talk with you guys, if I'm talking about something, I could just go ahead and I can just show you guys what I'm talking about. And sometimes when if I'm in another environment and we're talking about something and I want to show you something, I can't because it's just not like right here. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys can hear and see me okay and stuff. Please let me know if you can't. And so, can you guys hear me? Yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down. And so I see Miriam. Yes, we can. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Marlene. Hey, Norma, Iris, Marlene. I see Robin and Sassy. How you guys doing? And stuff. All right. I don't have too much on the agenda today, but there were a couple of things that I was thinking about. And I'm on this thing with the patches, right? I bought the twill and I did a video on doing the patches with the twill. Hey, Chocolate Woman. Hey, Trisha. Hey, Crafty Puerto Rican. Hey, Studio B2. So I started playing around with the patches and the twill. Hey, Judy. And, one of the things that crossed my mind is, winter's coming, right? So I looked in my stash and last year I bought these hats from Walmart and I got them. I don't know how much it's going to cost now. Okay. But last year they were $1.94. Okay. This is how much they were for one of these hats. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how much Walmart is going to be selling these now for. But you know how I was messing around with the patches and stuff? Well, I was looking at one of the patches that I did, right? And then I was thinking, that would look cute for kids. It's just an idea. Just an idea, because I know that kids sometimes lose their hats and all that kind of stuff and everything. All you would have to do is, I did the, on here, I just peeled the backing off, but what's on here is the heat and bond, the strong one, right? I use that one. So, hold on, I want to adjust my camera a little bit here. Okay. Because I feel like I'm looking down instead of looking at you guys. So what I'm thinking, is you could probably heat this on here and then take the sewing machine and maybe just sew the edges just to give it like a solid, solid look and stuff like that. So it's just something I was just thinking about. I don't know if that'll work with these patches that I did because these are pretty big. So I don't see this fitting here unless you make these kind of small. I think this is really going to work more for like a tote bag or a backpack or something like that. I don't think it's actually going to work for this hat. I think it would have to be something on this kind of shape or maybe like an oval shape. But I was just thinking about that. It's just something went through my mind because, winter's coming and, or you know what I was thinking? This could probably, you can iron it on a scarf, on the edge of a scarf and stuff like that, So anyway, so I was just thinking about it because, I'm trying out all this stuff with all these patches and everything. And, I'm kind of like, okay, patches are really cool and patches are pretty popular. But then I was like wondering, what are the more common things that people do with these patches? Like, where do they put them on? I know that sometimes people put them on bags. I was thinking maybe a hat or something like that, but I don't know. It was just an idea that I was toying with because I was looking around the room and I was thinking, stuff that I have. And, you start thinking about what kind of Christmas gifts I could start making or something like that. because sometimes what happens is you end up buying a lot of supplies, and then you end up with a whole bunch of blanks, and then you're not really using these blanks because for some reason it was like at the time that you got the blanks you thought that was a good idea, and you thought it was something that maybe you could use to sell. And then when you go and you try a couple out, you just see that they're really not something that's hitting the market too much, or you tried it or you don't like it, and then you kind of like went a little overboard and bought the blank. So anyway, kind of went a little overboard on the hats. Okay, so I kind of thought that a lot of people would be jumping on these hats with the folk, the kids' names on them, but I guess not, or maybe not in the area that I live. I don't know. We'll see. But I think this looks kind of cute. It looks different, because I did try to embroider right on here and it came out really cute, but it just really wasn't like a real big seller or something like that. So I was just like, oh, okay. So I ended up with a bunch of hats. I know I'll wear them, I mean, I do have a big head, but you know what? When it's cold out there, you don't care. You just want something warm on top of your head. You don't care what you look like and stuff. So anyway, just an idea to throw you to share you guys that I was just popping through my head when I was looking at these patches and all that kind of stuff and everything. And then I also wanted to show you, I still messing around with tote bags, right? So I did this tote bag. I'm not crazy with the way it came out. I was trying to mimic the tote bags that Linda had made for me. Hers are just absolutely gorgeous. There's just no way that I'm going to even get close to what she had did for me. But I was trying to say, hey, let me, I got all this extra fabric. So I was trying to say, what I was trying to say, I was thinking, I was trying to do was let me get some of that fabric that I have that I went kind of like crazy on. And I ended up buying like 1 or 2 yards, and now it's just collecting dust. So I'm thinking this is a good opportunity to probably just create these extra tote bags. Because I have to admit, I mean, I love the tote bags that Linda gave me, and I use them, but I don't want to use them too much because I just know the trouble that she went to make them, but I am going to use them. I am going to use it because I think you guys made a very good point about when people make things for you, is to use it. So, I mean, even though, you want to be really like super careful with it, but you do want to use it. So I'm using Linda's tote bag. I'm using my kitchen towel from Miss Banks, and my pot holder from Ms. Banks. And I still I carry this with me all the time, my little tea bag. So yeah, I'm using my stuff, guys. But I don't really care for the way this came out. I think this is where I messed up. I am going to do a video on how I did this, okay? I'm going to have to use the measurements that I used for this bag. However, though, I think what happened is I used the measurements that are just a little bit too small. I think what I should have did was, I'm going to, hold on. I'm going to go to my Mac because it's getting a little distracting for me. There you go. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is, the measurement should have been, this was 18 by 18 inches. That's what I chose for the exterior and the interior fabric. So I did 18 by 18. I think this is too small for a grocery bag because after everything was said and done, I did like about inch seam allowance on each side. So I think what happened was my 18 by 18 ended up becoming 16 by 16. So I didn't think about that. Okay. So this shrunk. Okay. And I used 3 inches to box my corners. And I think I did a little too much because I feel like the bag kind of starts big and then it shrinks at the bottom, you know? So I'm like, oh, well, Now for the handles, what I did was I used webbing. Okay. I did not do fabric to create my own handles because I did go through a phase where I found that you could buy webbing by the roll. And I ended up buying like so many yards of webbing. So now I have webbing all over the place. So I figured, okay, well, now I can use my webbing. Now I can use the webbing to create these tote bags. And I have webbings in colors red, blue, and black. So I'm like, I'm going to start using all the webbings for tote bags. So, I mean, it's not bad. I would not sell these, that's for sure, because I don't think I'm the best sewer. Honestly, I mean, I think I'm very, very good at embroidering. When it comes to sewing, this is like a bit of a challenge, but I do enjoy and have fun doing it. Even when I make the mistakes, it's kind of like, that's how you learn, right? And that's how you get better anyway. So I figured for me to just throw it in the car, if just to like just get a couple of things, this will work. Okay. So I will do a video and show you guys how I did this. This has a lining. I did it with a lining. So, it's not just one, it's an exterior and a lining inside of it. And I had a whole bunch of fabric, white fabric. I don't even know what type of fabric this is. I think this is 100% cotton. I'm not sure. This is actually comes from my very first bolt of fabric that I bought. No one told me that when you go into a sewing store that you take the fabric, from the shelf and you go to a cutting table and tell them that you want 1 yard or 2 yards or 3 yards, right? So, so what I did was I took the bulk from the shelf and I went straight to the cashier and I bought the whole bulk. So I didn't know that you buy fabric by the yard. Or you could buy it by the bulk because obviously they let me buy the bulk. But I know that when I left the store, I was like, damn, that cost a lot of money. White fabric's expensive. But I didn't know that you buy per yard. So, it's kind of funny the things that you learn when you're starting fresh and you have no idea what you're doing and you have nobody to guide you. I mean, I've done some really funny mistakes. And then I kind of cracked up because my sister did the same thing when I went to go visit her. I think it was like 2 years ago, and she just bought, it was like a $26 sewing machine, one of those little mini ones. And she went to Joann's and she took the whole she did the same mistake I did. She took the whole bolt of fabric and put it in the cart and then was going straight to the cashier. And I was like, yo, wait, no, that's not how you do it. And then I had to tell her, no, you cut by yard. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah. So she was about to make the same mistake I did. So unfortunately, because there was so much white fabric on that bulk, here I am, and I think that happened like 5 years ago. I still got plenty of white fabric, so I figured, let me see if I can use it for the inner of the tote, which honestly I would, you really shouldn't use. Well, you could, but to me, if you use white fabric for the inside of a tote, that gets dirty a lot, especially if you're like using it for grocery shopping and stuff like that. So I think the best color really should have been a black interior fabric instead of a white. But I had so much white, I wanted to get rid of it. So I wanted to show you guys this. But as you can see how it kind of like goes in a little bit. It doesn't like go, see, it kind of like angles. That's the thing. It angles in here and it angles in here. So I think, yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think I just expected to be bigger. That's all it was. I wanted it to be a much bigger tote, but it didn't turn out that way. But that's okay. I mean, it's all right. I mean, it is what it is. It's not bad for somebody that isn't really too good at sewing, because I'm not a sewing expert at all. A lot of times, my stuff kind of comes out crooked, but sometimes when you are a crafter and a sewer, you always think that everything is going to be perfect, and it's really not. And that is something that I know I'm going to have to get over. And I know that that's something that a lot of people have to get over too, because you know where the mistakes are, and you know where you got sloppy and all that kind of stuff and everything. But I bet you if I was to take this and probably try to sell it, I bet you there'd probably be somebody out there be like, "Oh, I like that bag. I'll pay for it." And I would be like, "Really?" But hey, but it's cute. It'll work and stuff. Maybe I'll use it. I'll use it, and I'll make a video to show you guys how to do this. Okay. Now today on the Facebook, one of the things that I wanted to do really for this, oh, where's Mello is actually, I think Mello is with Dad. He is probably hanging out with Dad in the backyard, and I'm sure he will come in and make his little cameo and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, so chocolate woman, he'll be here, he will be here. So on the Facebook group, one of the things that I wanted to do was I just really wanted to take time to like answer questions and stuff like that. What fabric did you use? So I am going to like exchange with you guys during the chat, because I want to answer any type of questions that you guys have. I know that already some people have posted some questions on Facebook, and I was kind of like, oh, okay. So that's why I said, let me use StreamYard just in case I have to share my screen so that I can share stuff with you guys. Okay. And another thing I wanted to show you, because I did help one of the subscribers this morning. They were looking to buy those heirloom baby blankets on dhgate.com, the ones that I recommend. And I was looking online with her. And, if you guys are interested, just to let you guys know, the baby blankets now you can get them for like, I saw the prices, they were like $9.30 a blanket. Those heirloom baby blankets. Some were like, the more you buy, the less it costs and stuff like that. But I think the minimum order was 50, something like that. So I was helping her order, because sometimes it can get a little confusing, because what they do is they ask for the quantity. You have the option of just saying, okay, just send me mixed colors, right? But what ends up happening with that, and I've never done it, but this is my guess, is you don't really know what they're sending you, right? You don't know if you're getting an even color, and they have so many different varieties. Like those baby blankets, you can get blue with, you can get them all one solid color, or you can get the white with the blue trim, or you can get the white with the pink trim, or the white with the gray trim. And then they have the solid color, solid blue, solid white, solid pink. But the thing is, you don't know what you're going to get if you select that, right? So I've never done that. I never said, hey, just give me whatever you want to give me. Every time I've ordered, I've always say, I want Pacific colors, and I'll send you the comment. So she was a little confused on how do you tell them what it is that you want. So I do have the screen if you guys want me to show you how to do that and stuff, because I mean, I understand, like some people say, well, I don't need 50 blankets, and I got that, and totally got that. Okay. And then in that situation, if you only do like ones or twosies here and there, then I understand it would be more beneficial to pay $13 or $14 for a blanket, right? I got that. But I'm just saying, because you know me, I like to save my pennies. And I don't, and whenever I see a bargain somewhere and stuff like that, I like to share that information with you guys, so that way you guys know where you can get stuff at a cheaper price. Because the cheaper you get your blanks, the more profit you guys will have in your pocket if you're selling and stuff. And even if you're making them as gifts too. I mean, that's just how I look at it, because the way I see it is, I mean, why pay more if you don't have to? That's just how I see with everything. So I'm going to go down the chat. So in case you guys have questions, and stuff. I do also know that someone had asked a question about fabrics and stabilizers and stuff like that. So I, as I was looking at those comments and stuff that some of you guys were leaving on Facebook, I was doing the search to pull it up so that way I can share that with you guys. Okay. So let me see. I see I'm gonna start from the top. I see Miriam and Sassy and Robin. I see Marlene. Hey Iris. Hi Norma. How you doing? I see hey Robin. Hey Crafty Puerto Rican. I was thinking about you, Crafty Puerto Rican, when I was thinking about these hats. Because I know that you have hats in your shop. So I was thinking about you because I know you like the kids stuff. And I was like, oh, she could do these. Maybe these will sell. I don't know. Do one or two. See, idea. I help you out, girl. Get that shop going. And stuff. Hey, Trisha. Hey, Chocolate Woman. Hey, Studio 2B. Hey, girl, for real. Hey, Judy. Got my room back. Yes. And it really feels good to be home, I tell you. And the internet is back up too. And stuff. So, let's see. Hey, Christine from Texas. How you doing? Hey, Annette. Annette, I think you has, and Annette, tell me if I'm wrong. I think you had a question on Embrilliance and how to open files in Embrilliance. And I'm writing it down because I want to make sure that I show you guys that too. I want to make sure that I handle stuff that you guys need help on and stuff. Hey, Julie, how you doing? Let's see. Hey, Moonlight White, how are you doing? Moonlight Wild. Kathleen, I see Alicia. Hey, Eartha, I saw your SC1900 machine today on SPM Sew Feast. Did you know you can sew sideways with your machine? No, I did not. No. What do you mean sideways? Yeah. Okay, Eartha, you started something. What do you mean sew sideways on the SC1900? Where did you get that? You're going to have to share that info and stuff. Kids in South Carolina are putting the patches on jean jackets. They really want the emojis. Ah, okay. So, okay. I bet you could probably buy those designs of those emojis and you could probably make the patches for that too. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? Hey, Angela. Think your bag is beautiful. Oh, thanks. I think it could be better, but we're always our worst critiques. We always are. So, and Mello will make his cameo. What fabric did you use? This is cotton fabric. It's cotton fabric. That's what I used for this. They were fabrics that I bought a long time ago. It's in my let me see if you guys, I'm gonna move you guys so you guys can see. Is it here? Nope, I'm wrong way. Are you guys? Oh, the embroidery machine is in the way. Well, anyway, back there, there. I have all these fabrics that I bought, like Christmas and all that kind of stuff and everything. There was one time that I was even thinking, well, maybe I'll do kids shirts, but I'm not into the kids stuff. I'm really not. I just, don't get me wrong. I like kids. I got one, but well, he's not a kid anymore. He turned 22 this week. So, but it's just what it is with the kids clothing for me is the inventory. Okay. I just don't like having all these shirts in all these different sizes and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, I'll do it, but it's not really my niche. My niche is the kitchen towels because it's only 2 colors and they all come in one size. So I love kitchen towels. I think kitchen towels are simple, they're cute, they're neat. You can really get creative. You can, get, and I just like it. I love home decor. So that's really my thing. So, I do have a lot of fabric that I have to get rid of. But I don't want to, like, I mean, I paid for it, so I want to make use out of it. And so I figured I'll just do that with tote bags or try and stuff like that. But Eartha, now you got everybody curious. I know even me about sewing sideways. I'm gonna write that down because you said you saw that the SMP sew. I'm gonna be searching for that. You can sew sideways on your machine. How the heck do you sew sideways on that machine? It doesn't look like you. Okay. Girl, I believe you. You say you saw it, so I believe I believe you. So, but I'm gonna be looking for that. Let me see. And the black handles really make it look sharp. Oh, thank you, Judy. It's nice and useful. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping. I bought some of that fabric in Walmart for my chairs. Iris, talk about chairs. Okay. When you I have bought these like sewing chairs, right? Well, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna show you guys something. And I don't know if you guys can see, you probably can't, but let me see if I can move you guys. I gotta show you guys this. This is how you know when you spend too much time in your sewing room. Look at how it's worn out. My chair is completely worn out and my fabric split. It's broken. So now I'm going to have to, when you talk about buying fabric, and see how it's all worn out here too, because this is like, but I was looking at this, guys, and if you look at this, these are staples that they put in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these staples out, and I'm just going to buy fabric, and I'm going to reupholster my chair because I love this sewing chair, and I'm not giving up this sewing chair. So I'm going to redo the whole thing, and I'm going to buy, they got some really pretty fabric. So I'm going to head over to Joann's, and I'm going to get some really nice fabric. This chair is fine. I think the other one's fine. This is the only one, but I think it's because I'm always sitting in this one. This is the black one that goes up and down. So I'm always sitting in this one. So since you mentioned, Iris, your chairs, I'm going to reupholster this one, and I'm going to videotape when I do it too. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I have to fix that chair. I mean, I love this chair. I mean, it was expensive as hell too, but I've had it for quite some time. I've had it now for 3 years, and you're talking about a chair that I have been sitting in almost every single day, because this is my room. This is my space. This is my place. Okay. This is my happy zone. All right. So it's like I am in this chair literally like every day, editing videos, working on new designs for the Etsy shop and my kitchen towels and all that kind of stuff, creating stuff, talking with customers, helping people, and all that kind of stuff. So this chair takes a beating. It really, really does. So, I'm not, when I saw it, I was kind of like, oh, but totally got it. It can't live forever, right? Everything has its end of life. So I was just like, okay, so it's just time for me to just change the fabric on this chair. So yeah, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna go and try to buy some really cute fabric, so that way I could just, fix my chair. And when I looked at the chair, I noticed it's just staples, right? So it's just reupholstering. So I can do that. I mean, I can do that and stuff. So I'm just gonna take my time and do it and stuff. So yeah, Iris. So I'll be doing the same thing. Okay, webbing will hold better for carrying groceries. I was thinking that too, Robin. I was thinking that the webbing would probably be very strong. And then also what I did was when I sewed on the webbing, because the webbing is black, I used black thread, and I actually sewed several times around. I did a square and I sewed several times, and I back stitched several times on the top here and at the bottom here, And because it's webbing and because it's black and I use black thread, you really don't see that I went a lot over it. Well, you'll see it if you look inside because I had the white, you could tell here because I had the white lining, you know. But if I had black lining, you wouldn't be able to tell. But yeah, but it's okay. I mean, hey, it's gonna work. It's gonna work, right? So, and I have like a whole bunch of it because I figured I could make like 6 of them and stuff. And then I was thinking I could throw some in my husband's car. I was really thinking this pattern for my husband because I'm like, he's not gonna want anything flowery because I know he'll pay the nickel for the back. He's not gonna want to. He's gonna be like, I know she ain't giving me those flowery grocery bags, So, but I know he'll use these he'll use because it's a good pattern. It's not like very feminine. So, you know, but I know that I could just see Fred's face. He would open the trunk, see the bags, and then just close the trunk. Say, I guess I'm paying a nickel. So yeah, but I think that it's gonna be just as strong too, Robin. I totally agree. Hey Susan, how you doing? Hug and kiss him for it. I sure will, chocolate woman. Your bag looked great. The box pleat looks like good size. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, thanks, Susan. I thought so too, but I was wondering if it just made the bag kind of like go in too much. But I did want a nice big bottom for the bag because when you put groceries in it, I mean, you could like not box it at all, but the thing is, I kind of like the box bottom because I thought that would be easier for when you put the groceries in that you have that flat bottom, like cans and stuff like that. So I thought, that would be pretty cool. I really was trying to get it as close to what Linda did for me, but her sewing is like so on point. I was like, oh my God, okay, so this lady must have been sewing for years and it's just I can't top her. Okay. There are just some people that are just really, really good, and you just gotta let them wear their crown. Okay. She's got the crown. um hey Maritza, how are you? Let me see. My problem is I have to point out my mistakes to everyone. Robin, trust me, I do that too. And sometimes you yeah, you're right. And I think it is a problem. I think what it is too is we have to realize that nothing's perfect. And this is something that I do. I don't know if you guys ever do this, but if you go into a store, right? Sometimes, if you go to like Macy's or something like that, and I pick up like a blouse, I sometimes will look at the blouse and I'm really interested to see how it got sewn together. And sometimes I'll look to see the seams and stuff, and I'll be like, hey, like, did they align it correctly and stuff like that? I bet you if you do that, you're gonna find out they made mistakes too. The only thing is they're not telling you and they want you to pay $60 for it. Okay. Nobody's perfect. Even the stuff that they get manufactured and stuff, you got to remember there's somebody behind that sewing machine sewing too. And sometimes they're off as well. So, if when I go to Kohl's or I go to Macy's and stuff like that, I don't see perfection in those products. You know what I'm saying? So, just something, trust me, just go and do it for fun. Just do it for fun. And you'll see, you'll be like, oh, this not really like perfect and stuff. And then what ends up happening is you end up realizing that you really are too hard on yourself. Because I know me myself, I'm kind of hard on myself, especially like when it comes to the embroidery, because I love embroidering and that's like to me my thing. I really love it. And when I'm doing logos and stuff like on shirts and stuff, sometimes I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh, it could have been a little neater, or I should have cut that jump thread a little closer or something like that. Or I'll look at the back of the design and I'm like, oh, I could see some nesting going on. There's always something. But the thing is, the customer doesn't realize that because they don't know, they don't do this for a living. So, and it's not like they're passionate or their craft. And and to me, it's like, they look at it and they're like, oh my god, it's beautiful. But I do the same thing. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's okay. And I'll be like, but do you mind that little thread there? I do the same thing. So we just gotta stop that. Don't point out the mistakes. Keep it to the secret, and stuff. Just share it among this group. Don't share it outside. Because that's what I'm gonna start doing and stuff. Hey Christina, if you want, you could add a zipper to the bag and sell it as a diaper bag, beach bag, gym bag, or picnic bag. That is true. Yep. But see, I want to use it as a grocery bag. So that's why I don't want to put the zipper on it, because I want to use it for groceries. Because I don't know, girl, for you, where if where you live, if they're charging for plastic bags. But now I'm in Virginia and they're charging 5 cents a bag, and it's not even plastic either. If you ask for paper, they're charging you for paper too and stuff. And even in the self checkout, I noticed that now you go there and they'll have a little button there and they'll say, do you have your own bags or not? So I'm like, oh, they really want to charge those 5 cents. So I'm and I refuse to give up my nickel. I don't want to give it to them. So, I'm like, nope, I'm going to keep it and stuff. A wine shopping bag for airline people. Hint. Just giving you some ideas. You know what? That's a good idea too. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Because this, what? She's got a good idea. This is a big tote bag, but I bet you we can take the same concept as this, and a wine bag doesn't take all this fabric. It would be little than you know what? And then we could do the webbing, and you could probably even personalize the wine bag. And because we're sewing the wine bag's not sewn together. So if you have a single needle machine, you can sew the exterior fabric, embroider the exterior fabric, and then put the stuff together. And girl, for real, you just gave me an idea. And you know what? That's going to be a video. We're going to try to do that together. Video wine bag with embroidery. That's going to be pretty. And you know what? With the holidays coming up, if you guys want to give like a neighbor a wine bag and stuff, you could do that with the neighbor's name or initials on it and stuff like that. That would be so cute. So cute and stuff. And you could probably throw in wine glasses and stuff. I don't know if you guys saw, I posted a video on the channel on how I personalize the wine glasses using the etchy crate. It's really, really simple. It's not hard at all. And yeah, and with what girl for real said with the wine shopping bag, you can personalize a wine bag and then put the personalized wine glasses in there with a bottle of wine. Nice gift. Nice gift. That would get you, especially if you go to a Christmas party, you give that, a lot of people are going to be turning heads. They'll be like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. And then you'll be like, oh, thank you. Don't let your head get too big, but it's a cute idea and stuff. Hey, Susan. Just got home from working 46 days at Birmingham. Oh, girl, you need a rest. Hey, Jane, how you doing? Hey, Terry. Hey, Kathy. Oh, hey, New Ellen. Hey, Paula, how you doing? Hey, Sassy. Have you made let me see, have you made or designed any hostess gifts wine totes? I have not, but I am going to start, Sassy, because that's what of what girl for real said. That was a really good idea. I did not think about that. You see paper wine bags everywhere, but you can make you can sew your own, and I think that's pretty cool. Hey, Tier Gear, machine Sewing Machine Plus has a sew fest this week. Watch 5 of the sew fest on SMP YouTube channel. I'm going to, okay, that's a YouTube channel. Okay, I'm going to watch that. And I want to see how they sewed on the side. Thank you, Eartha. I got to check them out. Hey, Annette, I don't have a brilliance yet, but I get confused on what to do after I download a design. Love your back. Thank you. Okay, Annette. When you download the design, okay, what you should do is you should save it to your USB drive. And this is what just in case you don't know, this is what it looks like. Okay, so what'll happen is you plug it into your machine. So when you download the file, if you're using a Brother machine, the extension should be PES. Okay, and make sure that the design, if you're using the SC1900, it's going to be a 5x7 hoop that you're going to be using. So make sure that your design is not larger than a 5x7. Okay, because then what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to see it in the machine. So what you're going to do is we take that file, and when you download it on your computer, you're going to copy and paste it on this device right here. And then you're going to, once it's on this device, then you take it over to your SC1900, and then you should be able to see it. Okay, you'll be able to see it on your screen. I do have a video, I believe I do, on how to do this. I will look, Annette, if I don't, then I will film one for you where I actually take a file and download it on the machine. I don't think I'll be able to do it on StreamYard. Can I don't think so. But I will film something for you. Let's see, download file to SC1900, because I am sure you're not the only one. And, and this will probably help a lot of people and stuff like that. So I'll probably do that tomorrow, because that would be a quick video for me to do. So that way to help you. But that is really what you would do. Now, the USB thumb drive, I usually, when I buy these, I don't buy them larger than 32 gigs. I get like a 16 or 32 gigs. Now, I'm going to tell you, these are all of them. I have a lot of these, because I do have a lot of designs. Okay, I'm making stuff all the time. So this whole bag is full. I think I have about, in here, I think I have about 25 of these of these things, and that's a lot. So, and yeah, and I use them, and they're color. I have the different colors, and I have a little chart telling me what colors mean. So, like, let's say I have kitchen towel designs. I go to my purple. Okay, if I need baby blankets, I go to yellow. I have my yellow here for my baby blankets. So yeah, so I color code my stuff. If I need fonts, got my red. Okay. So and then I have temporary USB where if I'm doing a custom for a customer, then I have some USBs that I have on my list that I mark as temporary, and then I date them also, so I know exactly like where to find certain files. So yeah, I have a little thing, and you know what? They're all starting to like really not fit in here too well. So I'm going to have to make another zipper pouch. I made this zipper pouch. As you can see, it's pretty full for my USBs. I had bought a case, but I found the case was kind of clunky and stuff. So I was just like, oh, and then I sewed this, and I kind of prefer to yeah, so I have all my USBs in here. But as you can see, it's getting a little crowded. I wouldn't be able to fit in probably like another, well, maybe one or two, but it's getting to the point where this is too full. So yeah, but so far I haven't needed any more USB thumb drives. I've been able to work with these. So yeah. But let's see. You can see sideways. You can see sideways. Now you guys really got me curious on this sideways thing with the SC 1900s. So I'm gonna have to check that out. I agree with you on the kitchen towel. Simple, fast, easy to make. Yeah, and that's what I kind of like. And so, and especially if you get a lot of orders, you want to keep this as simple as possible. And this is the other thing too. This more simple, I find that the more simple your process is, the less mistakes you have. Because when I make the kitchen towels, I only focus on one thing: the design the customer wants. And the design is either going to be custom or it's going to be a standard design that I make. And the color is either going to be white or ivory, and that's it. And all I have to do is just hoop it hoop it, embroider it. Okay. When you're working with blanks that have so much variety, right? Like the shirts, right? Or jackets or hoodies, clothing, really. You end up with a lot of different variety, and a lot of mistakes can happen. You're first, you got to find out what the customer wants, the design, if it's going to be a custom or a standard that you offer, right? And then what's going to have to end up happening is you got to make sure you got the right color shirt, and that you also have the right size shirt. When you have one or two orders, it's not really a big thing. But when you end up having 5, 6, 10 orders, it can get really confusing fast. And you're trying to rush because you want to meet your deadlines. You want to make sure they get to the post office, all that kind of stuff. Even though you can try to organize this stuff, mistakes can happen. And the last thing that you would ever want to do is you finish the shirt, and then you packaging it up, and then you find out that you just embroidered on a size small when you should have been a medium or a large, or another way around, right? It can be a lot to track. So to me, like I said, one of the things that I always say is you have to make sure you have a process in place, not just for when you have one or two orders, but when you have a lot. When you start working in volumes, you really have to have yourself organized in a way where you can do the work, double check your work and stuff. I make mistakes too. There have been lots of times when like last week, I mean, the lady was so super sweet and I felt really bad. She ordered a towel and she wanted abuelita, la cocina de abuelita, right? It's another version of grandmother instead of la cocina de abuela, which is grandma. So she wanted abuelita. Well, all I had to do was change abuela to abuelita. I don't know what the hell I was thinking in my mind, but I fat fingered the abuelita. Okay. I kind of like switched the L and the E, and I embroidered it like that. And I packaged it like that. And I shipped it out like that. And when she got it, she didn't open it. She went to her grandma's birthday party, and she gave it to her. Her grandma was like, "Oh, they spelled abuelita." So she wrote me, and I was like, "Oh my God, I am so sorry." And I was so angry with me, because I was like, really, Jeanette, that's like such a dumb mistake, So I apologized and I redid it, and 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 I shipped it to her, priority mail, and she was really cool about it. She was like, "No, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it." I mean, because I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry and so sorry," but she was really, really nice, and very understanding about it. But I was so, what went through my mind was, okay, Jeanette, and Christmas ain't even here yet, and you're starting to make mistakes like that. So you better get it together, girl. Okay. That's what went through my mind. Okay. Was you better get it together. You better, you better start slowing down. You better double check your work. Okay. And it's just like, ugh. And then I noticed lately, I am forgetting to, when you're changing the colors on your threads, for those that have multi-needle machines, I know this will never happen if I was using a single needle machine, because a single needle machine, you sit there and you actually have to change the thread all the time manually, right? Well, with a multi-needle machine, you have to thread all the needles before you start to embroider. But what ends up happening is I'll cut the threads in the back and I'll put the new thread in, but you have to pull the old thread out. So what ends up happening is I sometimes forget to pull the old thread out. And then it starts to embroider with the wrong color. And I'm like, oh, that happened to me already twice. And now I'm like, okay, you are going to change one thread at a time. And you're not going to do it half, you're going to do it whole. So I am now, like, when I'm on needle number 1, I put the new color thread on and I make sure that it's pulled out completely until I go to needle number 2. I am now going to condition myself that way, because I cannot afford to be making mistakes like that, because, you know, to, if you guys have ever done mistakes on embroidery and you have to take all those stitches, you're talking about thousands of stitches that you have to remove. I really don't have the time to sit and do that. Now, I don't take those blanks and throw them out. I don't do that either, okay? Because you're talking about a kitchen towel. So all I did was I embroidered on one half. So what I usually do with those towels is I'll just cut off the piece that I have the embroidery that kind of went messed up, and I'll throw that out. And then the other towel, I fold it and I have it stored in my closet, because one of the things that I know is that you can do kitchen toppers, kitchen towel toppers. So what I plan on doing is, I messed up on one side of the towel. I still have the other side. So what I can do is I can embroider on the other side and then create a kitchen topper and then sell it like that. you know Now I just got to figure out how to make the kitchen topper. Okay. So I'm just saying that's what I'm thinking of doing. So now I just got to figure out how to do it. And I do know that they have those in the hoop projects for the kitchen toppers and the kitchen towel toppers. So I am going to, I have to actually sit down and get into that zone. Okay, where I'm like, okay, I'm now just going to focus on learning how to make these kitchen toppers, so that way I can perfect that. And then once I have that down pat, that's an addition that I can now add to my shop. And then all those towels that I messed up didn't go to waste. And if the towels with the kitchen toppers sell better, then to me, I'm golden, because that means that all I need is one kitchen towel and I cut it in half, and that one kitchen towel will sell as 2 separate towels. Make that money. See, there you go. So let's see what happens. I know those kitchen towels come out really nice too, because Miss Banks made one for me, and it's gorgeous. It's really, really gorgeous. And I was just like, now if I could just get that good, then I know I'll be okay and stuff. But yeah, but Annette, um you don't have in brilliance, but you get confused on when you download it. Okay. I hope this helped. I hope that when I explained it, it helped. If it didn't, let me know, and I will work with you. Okay, trust me. I'm not, I'm not gonna let you hang or something like that. Okay. Um, let's see. Let's see, sideways. There's a video on it. Oh, I gotta see that now. What camera do you use? I actually use my iPhone, Pamela. That's what I use. I use my iPhone. Now, my husband had got me the GoPro. Okay, that's the little mini camera. I don't like it. I don't. I tried it. It's just not my thing. I just like my iPhone. I mean, it's simple. I know how it works, and I put it on a tripod, and I just like video it and stuff like that. And if you guys know and watched all my videos and stuff, I'm just raw. I don't do the fancy stuff or anything like that. If I screw up, well, guess what? You guys are going to see that I screwed up because I leave it right in there. I'm not taking it out and stuff because chances are the way I see it is if I messed up, then by you guys seeing me mess up, you guys know not what to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, um, upholstery fabric. Upholstery fabric is very, very strong, and canvas fabric is really, really good too. And so I have seen canvas fabric for tote bags are very, very good. And I have bought one. I have the fabrics in the other room because Cardito is away to college. So, and yeah, I gotta have to somehow figure out when he's gonna come home so that I could take all the sewing stuff out of his room and bring it right back here so he doesn't get mad when he comes back. So I gotta do. Hey Nancy, how you doing? Yes, love my chair. Hey Fabulous 32. I'm telling you, I love these sewing chairs. I do. I cannot. I mean, it's like they're just great. I love it. I love it. And this is the other thing too that I am now considering doing. The tables that I have right now, and I don't know what kind of tables you guys have, but right now I just have like regular folding tables, and then the table that I have back here is the one from IKEA. And I was watching a video on sewing furniture, right? And they talk about, it's really important about posture and stuff like that. Now, I do know that there has been a couple of times when I'm sewing and I feel like my back hurts and stuff. And I know that it's probably because I'm not sitting correctly at the sewing machine. Sometimes the sewing machine is a little too high and you're like scooching over. So when I saw the video, they were showing these sewing tables that actually lower the machine, so that way your posture is a little more correct. And those sewing tables are expensive. I don't know if any of you guys have seen them. They running about like $500-600, and I don't want to spend that money. I really I really don't. So now what I have started doing was I started looking on Amazon, and I started looking at tables that move up and down. And a lot of people I notice are getting these work tables for their home offices so that way they can stand up or they can sit down. um I'm looking at the different reviews and stuff like that because I was thinking maybe what I should do is consider investing in a table like that where maybe I can bring the sewing machine at a more even level with me. Even though like with this sewing table, I mean this sewing chair that I have, I can bring it up, right? But sometimes when I'm sewing for a long time, I feel like my back starts to hurt a little bit. So I'm kind of like, okay, I know the sewing machine level has to be kind of off. Now I know the sewing machine level with the Juki machine that I have right here next to me. And I'll show you guys right here. This one right here. I know this one is like super off because I know it's really, really high. Okay. So it's the SC 1900 that's behind me is a little better, but it is a little high too. And I think it's supposed to be a little lower because I kind of noticed my mom's sewing machine when I visited her, hers was more on a lower level on the table, was kind of lower, so it was like easy. And I don't think she has back problems or anything like that, or she doesn't say. But I don't think my mom's sewing as much as she used to. I think she's doing more of the crochet thing and stuff. But yeah, so I'm starting to look into that and seeing, about that. I'm trying to see. Let me see. Let's see. I've done 3 chairs out of 6. Taking out the staples is a pain. Yeah, Iris, I figured that. I know that sometimes people, what they do is they use like a flat knife, but they do have tackle removers. Shoot. I bought something. When you need something, you can't find it. There's a tool they sell to take those staples out. Hold on. And nope, can't find it. All right, I thought maybe I could find it really quick for you. But there is a tool. I'll post it. I had bought something, and it's like a little thing, and you slice under the thing, and then you pop it out. I mean, it's better than using a knife. That's what I was using before. But there is a tool. Man, I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. I used to have it there, but all right, I'll find it, and I'll tell you but by the time I tell you, though, you probably have those 6 chairs. I mean, those chairs all done, Iris. Hey Margie, how you doing? There is a great bag pattern on Missouri Star. There is a lot of good. Missouri Star. My sister got me into that. Nancy has I never knew about the Quilt Town. Never knew about that. And Nancy was the one that brought it up. And she was like, oh, we got to go to a Quilt Town. I'm like, Quilt Town? What is a Quilt Town? And I didn't even hear about Missouri Star. I didn't know nothing about it till she showed it to me. And then I'm like, oh. And then she recently bought fabric from there. And one of the things, I don't know if you guys watch her, she does lives on Saturdays at 12 noon. She's really good and stuff. She's a lot better on the camera than me. I'll tell you that right now. But she did a video on fabrics, right? And she had bought some fabrics from Amazon, and she also got some from Missouri Quilt Star. And one of the things that she said right off the bat is that she noticed the quality of the fabric. And I gotta tell you, when she said that, I thought to myself, oh man, she's so right. Because I remember once from Amazon, I bought a pack of I think it was like 5, I think it was, they were pre-cut. They were pre-cut squares. And if I remember correctly, I think they were like 10 by 10 or 6 by 6, something like that. But they were pre-cut squares. And I bought the fabric, and I remember the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, this is thin. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, wow, this fabric really, really feels thin. And then, when I went to Joann's and you start to feel the fabric, you can start feeling really the difference of the fabric. Now, if you guys have a local sewing shop by you, okay, strongly recommend that you guys go visit them. Because you're going to see, and I'm not knocking Joann or Hobby Lobby or any of those things, because they have beautiful fabrics. They really do. But I am going to tell you, when I go to Susie's quilt shop and I look at her fabrics, there is a huge difference in the quality. It's I don't know what it is. It just feels softer. It feels thicker. It feels durable. I mean, you could just tell it is a different quality. Okay. Now, I will say this though, I don't see the same patterns that Hobby Lobby and all these other commercial stores have. Okay. I mean, a lot of the patterns, which is why I like going to her store, because it's kind of like a couple months ago when I went to Miami. My whole thing was I wanted to go with Nancy to look at different fabric stores, because the thing is, when you're selling stuff, you want your items to be unique. And what ends up happening is, sometimes you're making very similar things than other people are making. And you're also, Hobby Lobby and Michael's and Joann's, they're all over the US, and they're all selling the same fabric. They're all selling the same designs and all that kind of stuff. So when you go to these small mom and pop sewing shops, a lot of times what ends up happening is you find very unique fabrics, the designs and stuff like that. And that's really what I like things that are very, very different. Now, I do have a problem. Because those fabrics are so different, I get scared to use them because I know that it's going to be another year or two before I go back to Florida. And then when I go to that store, they may not have that fabric again. But that's something I have to get over, because fabric is fabric and you can always get more fabric, and they're always more beautiful fabric than the one that you got. So you just gotta, I just gotta get over it and just use it and stuff. But yeah, we did go to one store. I remember me and Nancy, we went to this store. It was very, very fancy. And I think what it was the store was really focused on dressmaking. And as soon as we walked in that store, they had fabrics all over the place. And I already knew the type of fabrics they had, because the store people were like in tuxedo type uh attire. They were like uppity up. So as soon as we walked in, I was like, this fabric's gonna cost me an arm and a leg. And it sure did, because I'm telling you, they were not Hobby Lobby and Joann prices, okay? And there weren't any coupons either. So I was just like, damn, I would pick up a thing and I would be like, oh, that's pretty. And I would be like, oh, you could make a nice shirt with that and stuff like that. And then I would be like, well, how much is it a yard? And they would tell me the price, and I would be like, oh, okay. Me and Nancy were looking at each other like, wow, this stuff. And I think I walked out of that store with like 2 yards. And I know I overpaid for those 2 yards, but they were really cute fabrics. And I like those fabrics a lot. But yeah, I mean, that's just one thing though. But if you have a local sewing shop, check them out, look and see, and you'd be surprised at some of the things that you could find and stuff like that. So yeah, but Missouri Star, I definitely want to do a trip out there too. I was hoping to try to do something this year, but I think it's going to probably have to be next year. And with the pandemic, kind of it really messed up everything. It really it messed up everything for a lot of people and stuff. So I'm just like, But I do want to do. I want to visit that place because they have something called Quilt Town. It's like a whole bunch of stores, and all it is sewing machines, fabrics, different types of quilting, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure they have embroidery there too, because if they have an embroidery section, well, that's where I'm going to be, because I love embroidery. My sister's more on the quilting side. I am more on the machine embroidery side. I just love embroidery. And now I'm thinking about trying to learn how to do the hand embroidery also. But I love machine embroidery. That's for sure. And stuff. Oh yeah, and Nancy said, don't forget hit that like button. And stuff. Let's see. Hey Evelyn, how you doing? Let's see. Hey Joanne, how are you? Haven't been able to make myself a project yet. Just do it, girl. You just do it. Just do it. You'd be surprised too. And I was watching a lady, sure, I forgot her name, whatever. But one of the things that she said was when she does work on projects, she does them 3 times, because she says the first time is you just trying to feel your way around the project. And then she said by the second time you learn a little bit more. And then by the third time, you really perfect it. So when you work on that project, you may want to work on it 3 times just to see. What is the best way to apply a patch? to a garment. Hey, Terry. Okay. When I create these patches, what I usually do is I put heat and bond in behind the patch. Okay. Now the heat and bond that I use is the strong one. It's let me show you, because there's two types. Okay. All right. Now, there's two types of heat and bond, right? Now, the one in the purple is not the one that you're going to want to use for the patches. Okay? Let's see, Terry, yeah. You don't want to use the purple. Okay? Because this one is called light. Okay? This is the one you're going to want to use if you're doing embroidery applique. All right? Now, for patches, though, like this, you want to look for the red. Okay? The red one says this right here. Let me turn it. Ultra hold. Okay? This is going to be really, really strong. This is what I do. I take that and I iron it on the back. Okay? Then you take this and you can iron it on your garment. Now, you can leave it like that if you want, but some folks, what they do is they will take this under the sewing machine, and then what you do is you know, the way I do is I hand crank it. Okay, I don't step on the pedal and just go, let me just sew. I hand crank it because you want to go step by step. Put the machine on slow motion, and then you want to go step by step. And then what you want to do, I want to try to show you. I don't mean to get it all in your screens and stuff, but I just want to show you. Here you go. Okay, I got a pointer. Okay. What you want to do is you go to the sewing machine and you want to sew. But when you sew, you want to make sure that you're sewing right across here, right in the middle of this stitch. Not at the end or not in here. But some people, what they do is they sew right smack in the middle. And you want to make sure that it's as straight as possible all through here. And then you go down here. But you go between, okay? You go between here and here, right in the middle of this satin stitch. And you go down like that, okay? That's how you do it, Terry. Because, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? Well, some people are fine with just ironing it on, because if you iron this on, you want to make sure that the iron on is all the way to the edge, all right? That way, when you iron it, do I have a sample? But I had a sample. Hold on. When you iron it, I do. I have a sample. Okay, good. All right. This is ironed on. And I want you to see right here. See how it does it? It's ironed on all the way on the edges. See how I'm turning it? It doesn't look like it's coming off. I hope you guys can see that. See how it's not coming off? Right? This is the heat and bond. Okay? But see, sometimes what happens is people think that it might peel off, right? So if they think it's going to peel off, you take the garment and then you just sew. You just take a thread that's the same color, okay? Unless you want to be fancy and, you know, like you could probably take red thread or white thread, right? You could do that. And then you can sew on the edge right here on the border. You can do that. Okay, Terry. So that's, you know, there's two ways that people do it. I just iron it on, but my thing is you just got to make sure that the heat and bond is all even up to the edges. All right, that you got your heat and bond all on here. Okay, because I thought, let me see. I remember I tried embroidering. Where is this? Let's see. Nope, it wasn't here. I think I may have thrown it out. I did a patch once, right? And what I did was I did it on the twill. And this isn't it. Do I have it with the twill? Hold on. I'm going to show you the twill. I don't think I have the patch with the twill. Do I? Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, I do. All right. Is this the twill? This is not the twill. Oh, yeah, it is the twill. It's the twill. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. All right, I just want to make sure I'm telling you right. Okay, because, I don't want to mess you up. All right, so anyway. All right, so this is twill. Okay, this fabric that you see right here, the black. All right, this is not stitches. This is called oh shoot, twill. I think it's twill fabric. This is called twill sport fabric. You could get it from stashels.com or usatwill.com. That's where you get that. Okay, this stuff is really good. Now the thing is with this is it comes with its own little adhesive in the back, right? So what I did was I embroidered this, and one of the things that I found is that when you are embroidering the edges, what happens is your bobbin thread, and see, look, it comes right off. See how it's coming off? See, it comes off. So to me, I don't like it for the simple fact that it's not this. You're going to definitely want to sew the edges on the garment. Okay. You're going to want to sew it because this is not going to stay, as you can see, because what happens is the bobbin thread is covering the adhesive to the fabric. So you're going to have to put heat and bond anyway. So if you do it this way by putting your own heat and bond on it, as you can see, this is not coming off. This is not coming off at all. This is solid. Okay, so you don't even have to sew it. You don't even have to sew it. It comes out really, really nice and solid. This is really this is golden. So to me personally, I mean, I like the twill fabric. Don't get me wrong. The twill fabric is good. But what I would say is my recommendation is don't rely on the adhesive that comes with the twill fabric because this will come off. Okay, it's going to come off because what happens is as you are sewing your patch, the stitches in the back of the bobbin, okay, is going to cover the adhesive that's already put on the fabric. Okay, and these already come with the adhesive. I'll show you. I have one right here. Okay. All right. This is the twill fabric. And let me tell you, these are big. This is big. This is 1 yard. Okay. This is the front. This is the front of the fabric. Okay. See how shiny? But look, this is the back. And you can see right here. See the little difference right here? This is the adhesive. Okay. So it comes already with adhesive on it, which is great. But the issue that I have is when you are embroidering on fabric that has adhesive, you have bobbin thread that goes underneath. So you're covering it. So it's like, so to me, it kind of like helps a little bit, but I don't think I would use my heat and bond. I mean, I'll still use the twill because I think this fabric is good. And what I like about the twill is that it looks good. I mean, it does. It looks really, really good. All right. Without the twill, I would have to do something like this where all this in here is thread. So you would have to fill it. You have to fill the patch all with thread. So that's more thread that you're using. So if you don't want to, if you have, and let me tell you, these twills come in all different colors. I got yellow, I got blue, I got purple, I got red. Let me show you. That way you guys can see, because they're nice. All right. Terry got me bringing out all the twill now. Let me stop. I'm joking with you, girl. All right. So see, they come in different colors. So I got red. I got the light blue. I got white. I got another blue here. You know, oh, here we go. We got purple and I got yellow. Okay. So let me put this back over here. It's just so let me put this on the floor here. So anyway, just wanted to show you they come in different colors. So which is nice because that will save you on thread, right? Because first of all, it's going to take longer for you to embroider a patch if you have to embroider the fill, okay? All full of stitches, all right? That's going to take extra time. But if you have the twill fabric, then all you have to do is embroider the outline. You don't have to do the fill. That saves you time. The only thing that I don't like is you're going to have to add your own adhesive if you want it to really be solid, because you can't rely on it, because look, it peels. And to me, this is not strong. I mean, I am pulling on it hard. Don't get me, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's coming off like nothing, because I am pulling, okay? But as you can see, I just want to show you. I'm going to pull on it some more because this was just me. Okay. All right, so little muscle there. All right, so see, I want you guys to look back over here, and I'm going to try to move it. Okay, see right here, this is all adhesive, right? The shiny part. But when you look right here where you see the bobbin thread, on the bottom of that bobbin thread is the adhesive. So if the adhesive is behind the bobbin thread, it's not going to adhere to the fabric. That's the issue that I see. So then if you go ahead and you do your patch, right? And then you go and you cut your heat and bond, and then you lay your heat and bond here. What you're doing is you're putting the adhesive on top of all of this, okay? Including the bobbin thread. So when you go to iron it on your garment, you're going to get it solid like this. So I know I gave you a mouthful, Terry, but I just want to explain it really well. so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But, and that's, and I don't want to steer you wrong. I don't want you to, be like, oh my God, I got, and it's not sticking. And then you create all these patches. And then, I don't want you to go sewing them on people. And then people walking down the street, the patches all falling off and stuff. They're going to be like, girl, you got to save your reputation, Hey, Joanne. I'm a little scared. No, don't be scared. Do not be scared. Don't be scared. Enjoy it. Have fun. You're going to make mistakes. I'm going to tell you, Joanne, you're going to make mistakes. Enjoy the mistakes. That's how you're going to learn. And if you're part of the Facebook group, just make sure you join the Facebook group. And as you make mistakes, ask the questions. We're here to help you. So don't worry. Don't worry about that and stuff. We all started new at one point. We all did and stuff. So don't worry about that at all. Yep. Like Nancy said, just take that leap and give it a try. And so, and the more you sew and the more you embroider, the better you get. And if anybody out there tells you they don't make mistake, they're full of it. We all make mistakes. Even me that been doing it for years, and everybody in the group will tell you, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing sewing and embroidery, you make boo-boos. That's just life. It's going to happen. So don't worry about that and stuff. Hi, Jeanette and everyone. I'm late, but happy to be here. Jill, I'm happy to have you here. Have a pleasant weekend, you too. Hey, Needlepoint, how you doing? Let's see. Great ideas being put out there. I know, yeah. For you, let me see, for you to do embroidery on the bags. Yeah, I'm gonna do the embroidery on the bag and stuff. Oh, Sewing Machine Plus today. The SC1900 starts at about 132 into the show. Oh, okay. So she's giving us the spot. We have to fast forward to 132 into the show. Sideways showing is about, at 156 of the video. So you may want to fast forward. Thank you, Barbara, because you know I'm gonna watch it. I'll probably, after we say goodbye, I can just see it now. We're all gonna be rushing, looking to see that video, and we're all gonna be like, oh, so that's how they did. Because now I'm like so curious to find out. Do you label the USBs? Hey, Iris, I was labeling the USB, but then what I ended up doing was I now do color codes, okay? Because what I did was I bought a whole bunch of USBs, and all the USBs are different colors. So I have a list in my notebook that says, depending on what I'm working on, that will be the color USB that I pick. Okay. So that's usually how I've been doing that. But you know what? You know what, Iris? You just gave me a thought. I need to label these suckers, because what if I lose that notebook? Then I'm messed up. Okay. I could just see I'll be putting in all these USBs to find out, where did I put these custom designs? Where did I put the kitchen towels? And I would be mad, and I'd be wondering, where did my notebook go? So thank you for asking me that question, because you're right. I need to label these things, because things can get lost. Things can get lost. But the one thing that I do, Iris, is everything that I have on a USB, I have it on my computer, and I also have it backed up to the cloud. So, the USBs to me is just a way for me to transport the files. But also with my MacBook, when I meet with customers, I can actually get to the cloud, and I can get files. So, my whole recommendation to a bunch of folks is, when when you're doing embroidery, you're going to end up buying a lot of files. I mean, that is, it's really funny too, because sometimes I wonder, what is the biggest expense of embroidery? And there's just so many things that you buy. You buy the thread, you buy the stabilizers, you get the machine and all that kind of stuff. But I'm starting to think that the files is really going to be the biggest investment when it comes to the embroidery, because without the file, you can't do anything. And there's just so many different styles out there, that it's like, you're always looking for a new design, or you're always customizing a design, and you have all these different fonts and all that kind of stuff and everything. So the files, even though they have different price ranges, you could buy a file that probably costs like $8 because it's a really nice design. But then you can also buy files that cost like $1 or $2 or $3. But I gotta tell you, these little amounts of money that you spend on these files, and then we're not even talking about um, files that you have digitized, okay, that people come to you and say, hey, I have a logo, or I have something that I want you to embroider for shirts and stuff like that. You got to pay a digitizer to get those files done too. So it's a big investment on all these files. So one of the things that I always say is, please make sure that as you start to purchase all of these files, there's different ways for you to organize them. I find that the best way to do it is sometimes to just go to embroidery websites, right? And take a look at how they organize them. Okay. Like sometimes they'll say holidays, and they'll say birthdays, or they'll use these little categories on their websites. That's a good way for you to kind of, instead of reinventing the wheel, find an embroidery website that you like the way they organize and characterize their things, and then you can mirror that, and say, okay, well, I'm going to create folders that have those types of titles, and then when you have your embroidery designs, file them away that way. And then also what you can do is just make sure that that section that where you have all your embroidery files, make sure that you have that backed up somewhere else. Like maybe you put it on an iCloud, or you carry a portable backup drive or something like that, make sure you carry it there. These are really good, but I do not recommend you use these as your backup. I just use these to transport from my MacBook to my machines. I could even on my 10 needle machine. My 10 needle machine is connected to the Wi-Fi, so sometimes I don't even have to use this. I can just send it from my computer to my 10 needle machine, and it's already in the system, and I can go ahead and embroider it. The brand new 6 needle machines that came out, mine is the PR 670. The 680 now has Wi-Fi. So now you don't even need a USB drive to transport designs from your MacBook to the 6 needle machine. Now you can do it the same way I do it on the 10 needle and stuff. But I do like working off my USB thumb drives and stuff, but this is really not where I save everything. Okay, I have everything on my iMac, and I also have it backed up on my MacBook, and I have it on the iCloud, and then I have these as well. So I have them everywhere. So that's the one thing that I strongly advise is always make sure that you back up those files, because when you really think about it, you're spending a lot of money. You really are. You're spending a lot of money. These files are not cheap. Okay. Even though, yeah, sometimes they are inexpensive, but inexpensive adds up. Okay. So, you don't want to have to rebuy, and you don't want to lose your files and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. But Iris, thanks so much for that comment and stuff, because I do need to take the time and label these. You're right. Jeanette, you could travel with it. Yeah, and I do. I travel with it and stuff, and I do have the files on my MacBook. Because the MacBook is what I use when I meet with customers and stuff. I always like to take it with me, because sometimes when you're talking to a customer, and they have an idea or something like that, then what I like to do is I will launch in Brilliance from my MacBook, and then I'll show them the design in there, and sometimes I can make modifications to it as I talk to them, and I can show them the stuff. Just like that's why I like having my my thread cards, my color cards. I like those so much, because when I meet with the customers and they're asking about, well, what color thread should I put on a design or something like that, I can easily just take it out. I take it out of the book bag, and I say, well, this is the color chart for Madeira threads. These are the colors for candle threads. This is the color for glides. And then they can pick whatever colors they need. I also do check on the color cards. I do check. I do like a little highlight. And so that way I know what I already have here in stock. But if they pick a color that is not in stock, then I kind of know that I'm going to have to order that color for them, because they picked a color that I don't have right here and stuff. So, and well, depending on the order too, I don't charge extra for the thread. Okay. Because if it's an order, for instance, I had to order thread for a women's club, because I'm making the polos for them, right? And I think I did a video on that where I showed you guys how I was doing the polos for the women's club. It's a big order, all right? So if I have something that's a big order, then I'm fine with it. I'll just say, okay, not a problem, and I'll go and I'll order the thread and stuff, because it is a huge order. But if it's something that's a very small order where it's only like 2 or 3 shirts, I'll probably, what I'll do is I'll include a little something to the price. I don't go crazy though. I don't really charge them for the whole thread, because if you really think about it, they're only going to use some of the thread. They're not using the whole comb, right? So, and also it kind of gives me an indication. Don't buy the big comb, get the small comb, just get enough so that you can do that order. and then hopefully they'll come back and they'll want more. And if they don't, then that's fine, because I didn't spend an arm and a leg on that comb. So anyway, yeah. The place where I bought my machine said only 2 meg hard to find, except sewing store wanted $14. Really? Well, Annette, I use these, and you could buy these 16 gigs. 16 gigs or 32, and they work for that with the Brother SC 1900, and they're very inexpensive. So what I would do if I were you, Annette, go on Amazon, try it. If it doesn't work, return it. Amazon is really good. If you got Amazon Prime, because I didn't know that if you didn't have Amazon Prime, that the return wasn't that easy. I didn't know that. So, but I'm just saying, give it a shot. Or if you know somebody that has a USB that's higher than 2 gigs, ask to borrow it and see itself. And I bet you'll see it works. But I don't think that's true about it has to be two gigs. It can be more, because I believe these are 32, and they work. They do work. Now, how much space you have on the actual machine is different than this. Okay, because remember, your sewing machine has its own memory. Okay, so you can actually take a design and you can save it on your machine. I don't do that because I have it here. So it's just, but you probably only have maybe 2 gigs. It could be that maybe they're saying that the machine is only capable of 2 gigs. That's what I'm thinking. That's my guess, Annette. And so, hey, Patricia, how you doing? Yes, my sister. Yes, Annette. My sister, her YouTube channel is Gifts HQ, and she does not Embroidery Happy Hour. She's into quilting. She's into quilting and sewing, and she does her lives every Saturday at noon. That's what she does. And her lives are really, really fun, because at the very beginning of the live, okay, she does quiz. She gives everyone quizzes, and it's actually a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Nancy's channel. It is a lot of fun. I know that Robin has been on it. I've been on it. She in the very beginning of her intro, she does a lot of questions, right? And it's like testing your knowledge of sewing and quilting and stuff. And I got to tell you, she comes up with some good ones, like some I guess. And Robin's been really good at guessing some of them. But some of them, I'm like, where the hell did you get these questions from? But it's really cool, because it's just like the first 2 or 3 minutes where she's asking all these questions, and then you go in the chat and you try to answer them and see if you get them right. And then when she gets on, she's like, okay, what did you think about these questions and stuff? And then she'll tell you what the true answer were. So it's actually a lot of fun and stuff. So I hope you can join her, because I think you guys would really like to see her video, because she is a lot of fun and stuff, and she shows a lot of nice stuff and everything. And I know that she was at New York. She was visiting New York, and I know that she was going to the fashion district. So I can only imagine what she's going to be showing us tomorrow. So I'm pretty hyped. She has not called me or talked to me, so it's probably because she knows I'm going to ask her. So I guess I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow at noon, like everybody else, to see what she got. So she was at the fashion district in New York. So I'm pretty hyped about tomorrow. But yeah, she will be live tomorrow at noon and stuff. And I will make sure on Facebook to put the link to her video for tomorrow and stuff, so that way you guys can watch and everything. So it should be a lot of fun. I like her lives. Her lives are pretty cool and stuff. But like I said, her camera's a lot better than mine and stuff, but she has help and stuff. Me, I'm just raw. I just do everything raw and everything. Okay, what size needle do you use on the towels? I use a 7511, Terry, just a regular ballpoint 7511. That's what I do. Let me see. Hey, Nana, how are you? Hey, fabulous. Oh, thank you. Yes, I hope you guys like the tonight's video and give me a thumbs up and stuff. I love doing towels and the napkins. Jeanette for the thread link. Thanks so much. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I love doing the dinner napkins too. Um, I think that dinner napkins are like so cool. And the holidays are coming up, Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, people love to have personalized dinner napkins. And you know how I was telling you guys about the personalized glasses that I do on the dinner table. I always like to personalize everybody's wine glass. I don't have it with me here, but I did a video on it. If you check on the channel, it was I think it was 2 videos. Oh shoot, I'm losing my mind. I'm getting old. But anyway, what I did was it's a wine glass. It's a nicer wine glass, but it's etched with the people's names on it. And usually, because me and my husband love to entertain, before the pandemic, of course. We used to entertain a lot, and we used to have a lot of couples come to the house, and we would cook dinner and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things that I always liked doing was I would etch a wine glass for each of the guests, and I would put that on the dinner table right before I was serving. So when people would come over, the dinner table would be set, and everybody would look and they would go, "Oh my God, the wine glass has my name on it." So it's something like pretty special that I would do for them, and then they got to take the wine glass home with them. Another thing that I was thinking is with those dinner napkins, Miriam, that that you're doing now is a lot of times people make the dinner napkins, and usually the dinner napkins are all the same, right? And they just have the initial of the hostess, right? Another thing you can do, if you guys want, I was thinking about is you could not just place a wine glass with their name on it, but you can also create their own personalized dinner napkin. So that way they can take the dinner napkin home with them as well. You can put their initial on it, or you can do their name and stuff. There's so many things you can do with the dinner napkins, and you can have so much fun with them. Sometimes people do the same design throughout the whole table. And a lot of times the designs are just frames. They're like wreaths and stuff like that. Sometimes what you can do is you can have the same colored dinner napkin, but every dinner napkin can have a whole different design. It could have the same initial, but like you have a set, and I'll have like W, but every dinner napkin has its own design. So it's like every setting has its own, its own different wreath or something like that. Something to think about that you guys, can think about, because Thanksgiving is coming, and you get to decorate your dinner table and all that kind of stuff. And I usually like doing stuff like that because it really makes guests feel welcomed. So and whenever me and Fred entertain, I don't entertain the big crowds unless I'm doing like the annual bingo games and stuff where everybody comes with their quarters and we all play bingo for a quarter and stuff. But that's the big thing. We have a lot of people over. But sometimes when I entertain, when me and Fred do is we'll usually like invite like 2 or 3 other couples, and then like we'll all sit at the dinner table, because I kind of like the small crowd, because that way everyone can really get to know each other and enjoy each other's company. Sometimes when you have like a big party, I don't ever want somebody to feel left out and stuff. And creating the dinner table and putting their name on the glass, or even their name on a dinner napkin, kind of adds that special personal touch to really make them feel welcomed and stuff. So that's why I like doing stuff like that, because I think it's pretty neat, because it's always important to me that I want someone to feel really comfortable and stuff. So yeah. But for Terry, for the whenever I embroider on the towels, I use a 7511 needle. Okay. Jeanette say heirloom. Yeah, heirloom, not heirloom. Yeah, but y'all know what I'm talking about though, right, Jill? Jill, I think I'm stuck with that. I think it's always going to be a heirloom blanket, but it's heirloom. And I think you guys know what I mean. It's those quilted baby blankets that you see everybody going crazy about, and stuff. Heirloom. And I think air. Like Jill says. I see a lot of people are from Florida making me miss it. Girl, Annette, I don't miss Florida. It's hot over there. I like Virginia. I don't think I'll ever leave this state. I like Virginia. Florida's hot. And I lived through Hurricane Andrew Florida. So I don't miss Florida. That's why I like going to Florida. And my sister will tell you, I don't go there in the summer at all. When I do visit my parents and them, it's either November for Thanksgiving or it'll be Christmas. It'll be in the winter months that I go to Florida because it's too hot. It's way too hot. Can't do. I think she used to saying that way, so it won't change. Yeah, Iris. It's my genetics. It's my genetics. Earth. Yep, Eartha said Designs by Juju has a lot of towel toppers, and I have been looking at them. Yes, and I think also Designs by Juju, some of these websites that they have these in the hoop projects, sometimes they have the video that goes along with the in the hoop projects to show you guys how to make it and stuff. And I think that's what it is. I want to look for one that actually has the video because I'm a visual learner. If you give me something to read, I can probably, I'll read it and stuff like that. But I just prefer to watch it. So usually what I like to do is I like to watch a person make something through the whole thing. And then I'll watch the video again and then go along with the video and stuff because that's what I like to do. It kind of works for me and stuff. And I believe that Designs by Juju have a lot of videos with their in the hoop projects and stuff. Joyce said, is the lady talking about when you rotate a pattern on the machine 90 degrees? It's so sideways. Thanks for your class. I don't know, Joyce, what she's talking about because we gotta. I mean, when we all say goodnight, I think we're all gonna be rushing to that video to see what is she talking about, because I'm thinking so sideways. So yeah, I'm curious. I'm dying to see it. And so she's so done for the way she says things. Yeah, Jill, I'm a mess. I am a mess. And my words get very, very twisted, okay? Because, English was my second language. I think my mom and dad messed me and Nancy up when it comes to talking and stuff like that, And I mess up all the time. Like I remember at my job, we were talking, they were doing biometrics, right? Because we're into IT and stuff like that. And we were talking about get the eyes scanned, right? Because they were scanning people's eyes, for entry into a door, stuff like that. So I came out and I said, oh, everybody's going to get their rectums, scanned, right? And when I said that, it's like everybody in the room got pissed. And they were like, oh, no, we're not doing that. And I was like, what are you talking about? Everybody's eyes are going to get scanned. And then I realized that it's not, I said the word wrong. It was, what is it? The eye thing, retina, something like that, retina. And I said the thing, and I'm like, you know what? You guys are so oversensitive and stuff like that. And everybody was like trying to drop out of the project and everything because they were like, no, I didn't sign up for this. I'm like, what are you talking about? And because we were supposed to go and look in the thing. And I said that word. I guess I said it wrong, but then I didn't realize that what I said was, that it was the other side, So I was like, and my husband still works there and stuff, and they always joke with him about it. And they ask him, how's your wife? I remember when she was briefing and she said the word, rectum instead of retina. and stuff. And he said that's something I will never live down. So I guess when I retire, they'll probably tell that story. But I'm like, they know what I meant. You know what I mean? I always twist my words and stuff like that. So anyway, um, let's see. Hey Eartha, I bought my table from Home Depot. It's a work table, and it had a handcraft. It goes from 27 to 40. Oh, I gotta highlight that, guys. Look at that. Eartha got an idea. Remember how I was telling you guys about these tables, right? For the sewing rooms. Girl, I'm going to be going to Home Depot, Lowe's. I'm going to be looking now because I don't need it to be a button. If the hand crack works, I mean, not the hand crack, but the hand cranking thing, if that works, I'll use that. I'm okay with that because I went to man, and I'm gonna look and see, but I know that has got to be cheaper than $500-600. I know that table has got to be cheaper than $500-600. And you know what? If you guys also, if you go to Lowe's and you go to Home Depot, if you guys retired military or a spouse of a military person, 10%, you get 10% discount also. So Eartha, thank you. I'm going to be heading over there and I'm going to be checking out those tables and stuff like that because everything that I see on Amazon is very, very expensive. And I'm kind of like, ooh, that's high. That is really high. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, And so, Iris says she used pliers to remove the staples. Yep. Yeah. That, I'm going to have to find that thing because I'm going to have to go to Joann's and buy fabric. I got to fix this chair because I want to fix it before it gets really bad, and then, I'm not throwing out this chair because this chair costs too much. Oh, Eartha said it has 2 drawers and it's a heavy caster wheels. Oh, Angela said, Bambina cotton fabric has high thread count, better quality, but it's much more expensive. Yeah, Angela, and that is the one thing, when I go to the sewing shop in Manassas, Susie's fabric is a little more expensive than, Joann's and Hobby Lobby. But yes, sometimes you got, if you want the quality, you do have to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? You get what you pay for sometimes. Then sometimes you can get away with buying something inexpensive, but then other times, if you really want something good, and it depends too what you're going to use that fabric for, because if you're going to use that fabric to sew things to sell, you can't, you really want good quality fabric. You don't want to go and buy real cheap fabric and stuff, and then you sew it together, and then you're going to tell people I want this much, and then it doesn't feel right, because people, you want to make it, you want to make it that it's good quality, and stuff. Yeah, but so yeah, you get what you pay for. Yep. You could go to New York City to the fashion district and find beautiful fabrics, different from Joann's and probably cheaper. And I think, girly, for you, I think that's what Nancy probably did. That's why I'm kind of looking forward to seeing her tomorrow, because that's where she was. She went last weekend, and I was like, damn. And I am dying to see if she took her picture, because she wanted to take a picture. I didn't know that there's a statue. I think there's a statue with a needle spool and a needle, and thread. I think a needle and thread or something like that. And she said she wanted to take a picture in front of it. So I don't know if she got to do that. And because now it's like, I want to go there because I want to take a picture in front of that statue too. I want one, So now I want to take a trip out there. And knowing me, I'll probably get on an Amtrak train, go all the way over there, take my picture, then come all the way back. I'll probably do that. Do 1-day trip. And maybe hit a couple of shops and get fabric too. you know. So yeah, on YouTube. Oh yeah, I seen that channel, Margie. And Margie, they also had a video. And if you guys don't know, this channel is really good too. The one that Margie is talking about, they're called So Yay. They had the video on the furniture, on sewing furniture. Very, very expensive though. But they're really, really good. I gotta get my water. Maybe you could get the name of the manufacturer. I know it's Arrow. Arrow is the company. They're the ones that made these sewing chairs and stuff. Oh, I hear Mello barking. And Mello, come here, boo boo. Mello, come to mommy. All right, so he's probably barking. Somebody probably had the nerve to walk in front of the house. He barks at everything. Yes, boo boo. Okay, so let me see. Yes, Mello. I'm sure you guys can hear him. Oh, God. He's a trip. He's a trip. Oh, handmade fabrics. I've heard of them. I don't know if they have one of those in Virginia. Come here, Papa. Come here, Papa. Where's my baby? You gonna make your cameo today? What is it? Who you barking at? Okay, here's Mello, guys. Mello's yelling at people today. Why? Why are you yelling at people? Huh? What's going on? What's going on? What is it? He got groomed. Right? You looking beautiful. Okay. All right. So now you're here with me. Don't be yelling at people anymore, okay? You gotta be nice. Oh my goodness, you're pushy. He's pushy today, isn't he? Demanding. So anyway, I'm gonna ignore you. 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 I love you too. Okay. All right, boo boo. All right. So anyway, I guess now he's here to stay. Okay. I've heard of hammock fabric, and I wonder if hammock is still in. Oh, they are still in. Wow. Okay, so I gotta check them out. I've heard of that place. Wow, he's wants attention. Okay. I've heard of that place and stuff. Where did you buy your twill from? Okay, I got that from Statules. It's I think it's SHATLES. They have the heat presses and stuff. And you can also get it, Eartha, from twillusa.com. They sell them also and stuff. Where is Mel? Sandra was missing you, Mello. He was yelling at whoever was walking in front of the house. Right, boo boo? You're the watchdog? Are you? Are you the watchdog? Are you the watchdog? Okay. All right, so okay, I'll keep petting you. Okay, I got you. Hey Leslie, how you doing? Sorry, no, it wasn't you. I couldn't find you for some reason last week. It must have been my technology. Me, not a good mix. That tool is great when making Varsity applique letters and numbers. I have not done that. Well, I have done I did the applique, the Varsity applique, and I did that with actual towels and stuff. And I have that on the channel, Terry. You may want to check that out. When I did the blue shirt and it says VCU on it and stuff, that came out really nice. Oh, okay. I see that he plopped down with his bone. Right, Mello? You're having your bone? Oh, I think he's mad at me. Okay, now he's mad. Okay. He's mad because we're not paying attention to him. Because it's all about Mallow. Okay, sorry. Thanks for the info on the pack. Oh, anytime. Is embroidering on rayon more difficult than poly? No, Sandra, using rayon and poly is not difficult. What is kind of a challenge, Sandra, is when you are embroidering with metallic thread. Okay, metallic thread is more sensitive, so you have to make sure that you're using a metallic needle for that, and you also need to slow down your machine. But when it comes to the rayon, I don't have a problem with rayon. I embroider fine with it, just like I'm embroidering poly. Okay. Um. Oh, the name of her channel, Nancy, put it on the chat, is Gifts HQ. That's the name of her channel and stuff, and she'll be on tomorrow at 12 o'clock and stuff. You know what? I'll put it on there just in case she forgets. This is her channel. I'll put it on right now. Nancy's channel. If I could spell it right, that would help. Oh my goodness. There you go. All right. I put it in there and stuff. That's her channel. And so my needle keeps falling out. I tried to tighten it. It feels secure, but then it falls out. Okay, it could be that you're not putting it in all the way up. Also, another thing, Jane, make sure that you are using the right needle, okay? The needle that, if you're using the SC1900, you should be using a flat shank needle, which means that the tip of the needle that goes inside of the machine, it should have a flat surface, okay? And you need to make sure that you are putting the needle all the way up there, and then you're tightening it up, okay? So I do have a video on the channel on how to do that, okay? But make sure that you're using a flat shank, all right? Thank you so much. Oh, and at any time, you're very welcome. You see, it's very important to become familiar with your machines. Yes, I'm still learning my multi-needle, and I've had it for 1.5 years. Yes, it is. And you know, Andrea, there's another thing too. Sometimes what happens is when you get a machine, whether it's multi-needle or a single needle, when you learn certain features of the machine, what ends up happening is sometimes you just use the machine like you know it, okay? We really should take out that owner's manual, and you should really challenge yourself and look at all the aspects of the machine. Because I know, like with the SC1900, there's a lot of decorative stitches, there's a lot of feet that you can use with that machine. And also there's a lot of features, like they have an automatic back stitch and they have an automatic cut. Okay. And I do have that on my playlist for the SC1900 on the channel. But I really strongly recommend, even with the multi-needles, and there are things that I still learning for both the 6 and the 10. If you should really take out that owner's manual and just go through the chapters and stuff like that, and try to learn all the different features, feet, because a lot of times what happens is you could be doing something manually and the machine could be doing it for you automatically, and you're wasting a lot of time because you just know that feature was there. Okay, like an example, basting. Okay, the multi-needle machines have automatic basting on there. So if you're working on doing embroidery towels and stuff like that, you want to put a topper on and stuff, there's a button on both of these machines that all I have to do is click on it, and it will do the basting stitch around the design, and then it will do the embroidery. So that way the topper is not going all over the place and stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, the SC1900 doesn't have that, but you could create a basting stitch for your design if you have embroilings. Okay, you can go ahead and you can create a basting stitch, so that way that can stitch first, and then you can go ahead and you can embroider your design if you're doing a towel and stuff like that. But I mean, sometimes you really don't need the basting stitch, I think, for the SN 1800, because you're only working in a small space, which is a 5x7. A lot of times you're babysitting it also, so it's like it's not really like it's going to be too much of a struggle. With the multi-needle machines, you have it is really high speed, and you don't want to babysit it all the time. So you would want the basting stitch to be on a multi-needle machine. But the multi-needle machine does have that capability and stuff like that. So it is important. I totally agree with what Angela is saying. It really is important that you really become very familiar with your machine and what features your machines have, because that way it can make things a lot easier for you and stuff. Hey Jacqueline, how are you doing? Lots of USB. Marlene says I have lots of USBs and find a needle on the haystack for a design. What is the large one that I use, Margot? The largest one that I've used on the USB is the 32 gigs. That's the largest. I went to the website and I don't see any info on the side planes. Yeah, I'm gonna look for it. I mean, I will look for it, Marlene. I'll get with Eartha and stuff, because I know everybody is dying to find out about this sideways sewing and stuff. Is Mello behind? Yes, he is, and he is chewing on his bone. He's got this energy. It's like every night he has like a whole bunch of energy. So he's right now he's having his bone right now. My sister got him addicted to these bones and stuff. So now it's like once every month, I have to take him to PetSmart. He knows exactly where they are. As soon as we get to the store, he goes exactly to the aisle and he knows where that bone hangs. So if PetSmart ever moves that bone from that spot, I think Mello will be very upset, because that's like a big thing for him. We go to PetSmart, he goes in, he knows where the bone's at. He looks, he looks at it, stares at it, and looks at me like, buy it, So he's big on the bone thing. Mello, you're making a lot of noise with that bone. Okay, it looks like he's gonna be all with the bone and stuff. Let me see what else. Let's see. Have a funny one. Let's see who gets that right. Oh, looks like Nancy's gonna have a bunch of sewing crafting questions for us tomorrow and stuff. Oh my goodness. And so, hey Jenny, how you doing? Let's see. Jeanette, the person, okay, who sold me the Brother PR1050 said that I should use the 8012 needles, not the 75. I don't get it. No. Okay. I don't know why they told you that. Okay. An 8012 needle is mostly for quilting and sewing. A 7511 needle is for embroidery. So what I would do, Marlene, is look at the owner manual. Okay. If the person did not give you an owner manual with the machine, what you can do is you go to brothersusa.com, okay, and you can download a PDF copy of the manual. But no, you use a 7511 for embroidery, okay? And there's two types. There's ballpoint and there's sharp. When you are embroidering on stretchy fabrics like shirts, onesies, blankets, anything that's stretchy, okay, you would use a ballpoint. If you are going to embroider on something that's more like rough texture, like a baseball hat, like a structured baseball hat, you use a 7511 sharp, okay. But no, the 8012 I use for quilting. I use that for sewing and for quilting. And let me see, for my metallic thread, I've used the 9014, I believe. I have to recheck my notes. And so I haven't embroidered with metallic thread in quite some time. But I have a whole bunch of different size needles. But no, on my machine, I have the PR 1055, and it's the 7511 that I use mostly. And if I am embroidering something that's small print, okay, so what I mean by small print is, you know how sometimes in patches you see very little tiny fonts, in those fonts should be embroidered with thread that is of 60 weight, and you want to use needles size 65 9. That's the size of the needle that you want to use, because you need a thinner thread for small fonts. Because if you use a 40 weight, it's going to be too thick, and it's not going to look good. It's not going to read good. Mello, you're too loud. Papa, stop, papito. You're too loud with the bone. You want to go with Dada? Oh, he gave me a look. Like, I got some nerve. Look at that. Look at the look I got. Oh my God. Like, I got some nerve. Got some nerve to ask you to leave the room. Okay. All right. So he's staying. I got you. Okay. I got you. Do you mind posting your... No, I don't mind. I think I put her channel on there. It's Gifts HQ. And so, how the hell she come up with that name, Nancy? Well, anyway. But it's Gifts HQ. I put it on the chat. Okay? And stuff. Look at the oh, it's 10 o'clock. Wow, I wrote that in there at 10 o'clock. Look at the bottom of the chat, and I put that in there. Gifts HQ and stuff. Yeah, it's late. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. I'm over here keeping you up here all night. Okay. Let's see. I want to make sure that I cover everybody. Hey Sandy. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. I'm glad you like the videos. So I have fun making them, and I like helping people. So, let's see. What video are you going to watch after the show? Margot. I'm going to watch. There's a channel called SMP, and supposedly they did a Eartha put it on there. They did a video, and they showed the how to sew sideways on the SC 1900. So I don't know how they did that, and I'm wondering if there's a zigzag stitch that they used. I don't know. How would you sew sideways? I've done so many different ones. Like I've done, and did they use a different feet, right? Because I know that I did videos where I purchased different feet for the SC 1900. Like I bought one foot that had a cutter, okay, and I bought that and I demonstrated it, and then I sent it back because I have a serger. But you can actually use your SC 1900 like a serger if you wanted to. So I had bought that foot, and I showed you guys how to use that. I know there's quilting foot. I have a quilting foot for it too. I know there's sewing guides and all that kind of stuff. So I am really interested to see how are they sewing sideways on the sewing machine. So I'm pretty pretty curious to see that, because I never heard of that. So that's going to be pretty interesting and stuff. Yes, drag my son with me. He's X Jones. I'm telling you, Iris, get that 10%. I will not go without my ID card. I'm like, military, got to get that 10%. Oh, look at that. Eartha said she got the table. It was $249 at Home Depot. It was the brand for Home Depot. The sizes start at 46 inches, and it goes up to 72 inches wide. The largest ones cost a little more than mine. There you go. See, and the thing is, the sewing tables that I'm seeing on Amazon are running about like $500-$600. And, $500, that's a lot of money. And, I don't mind paying $249. And then with all that other money, that's stuff that you can buy using stabilizer and all that other stuff and everything. Hey Teresa, how you doing? Love you, Puerto Rican girl. Ah, Boricua. 68-year-old Puerto Rican lady getting a new. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. Teresa's getting her PR 680. And so I could only imagine how excited you are. I know there was another lady on Facebook that she posted, she just picked up her PR 682. And I know that's an excitement because it's like, oh, like it's like, oh man, you're gonna have so much fun with that machine. You're gonna love it. And you're gonna love it. That means that everybody for Christmas is gonna be getting something real nice. I can just see it now. Oh my God, that's awesome. Okay, let me see. I have to hold the needles at the front angle to catch, if that helps anyone. Okay, Ogie. Okay, there was a video that I did. God, I wonder if I published it. I think I did, where I actually showed how to put the needles on the 6-needle machine. Okay, there is a video on there, and it kind of helped because what happened was that the person found out they were missing a screw. So there's a screw in there, and I hope that's not your case. But I do have a video on there on how to put the needle on the how to install a needle on a 6-needle machine, and I did it on this one right here. So on my 6 needle. So try to watch that and see if that helps. If not, let me know on the Facebook group and I'll try to help you out and stuff. I'm wondering if she's talking about dropping your feed dogs, where you can move the fabric in any direction. You can do quilting. Yeah, you can do quilting. I remember I dropped my feed dogs accidentally, and then I thought my machine was broken until I found out that I had to go to the back of the machine, and there's the switch. I accidentally hit that, and then I hit the switch, and the feed dogs started working again and stuff. I have the manual. Surprised me because he's the rep for Brother Machines and owns a store for many years. Okay. Yeah, well, that doesn't mean he know what he's doing though. He might be one of those that just sells them and doesn't know and stuff. No, you know what I would do, Marlene? Because it is an older model, but I don't believe it's an 8012. I really don't. What it does not hurt to reach out to Brother Support and just ask them the question, just to be sure. That's what I would do. I mean, seriously, I would do that because I got a feeling that dude is wrong. It is not an 8012. I don't believe it is and stuff. See, Sideways Sewing is on the Dream Machine 2, which I currently own in a Luminaire. Oh, like the Luminaire. Let me tell you, I was looking at that Luminaire, man. That price board, it knocked me out of my shoes. I was like, what? I said, ooh, that's how I ended up with the 60 machine. And so, but they got some really nice machines out there. You just got to be willing to really spend that money, though. That's the thing. And so, let's see. I think our friend means when we embroider and we have text, we can position it to embroider sideways. Remember, the positioning of our hoop. Well, you can also, okay, if that's the case, then Miriam, okay, you can move a design, okay, in the SC1900, which you rotate it. That's what happens. There's a button in there that says rotate. So you can actually rotate the design on your screen so that it can embroider facing you or to the side or facing opposite of you or to the other side. So there is the rotating function. That's probably what it is. Do you use ballpoint needle on? No. Terry, you use sharp needle on marine vinyl. Okay. Let me see. Fridays are the highlight of the week. Oh, thank you, Iris. Hey, Stella, thanks so much. What program are you using for your live stream? It looks great. Quad. Oh, thank you, Stella. I actually use StreamYard. I like StreamYard because it's I just kind of like, I think it's simple, and then at the same time I can invite people to join, and also I get to share my screen and all that kind of stuff. So StreamYard is pretty cool. I mean, I kind of like it. You do have to do a subscription for it, but I don't think it's that pricey. I mean, I think it was like $200 for the year, something like that. It was something like that, and stuff. But yeah, that's what I use. I use the StreamYard and stuff. Well, guys, it is, man, we're going on 2.5 hours. This is long. This is I know I talk too much and stuff. And this guy right here is with his bone and all that kind of stuff. So I am gonna call it the night and stuff. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this evening with me, and I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me also on Fridays, because I mean, I know you guys could be doing anything else, but you guys do hang out with me and stuff, and I gotta admit, I actually look forward to hanging out with you guys. I really do love these Fridays, because I just feel like this is like my time to hang out with you guys. I really do. And so, which is why it was so important for me last week when we lost the Wi-Fi to find a place to meet with you guys, because I was like, no, I'm not going to ever miss an Embroidery Happy Hour, because I love doing this. I really do. I love talking with you guys. I like helping you guys and everything. So, it's just not going to happen and stuff. So I am going to say good night. And I hope that, if you guys have the opportunity to, please tune in to Nancy tomorrow at noon. I'm actually pretty excited about it, because like I said, she went to New York, and I'm dying to see what the hell she got. I'm dying, because she hasn't called me or anything, and I don't know. So I'm gonna be there at noon tomorrow, and so I will make sure to put the link to her live tomorrow. So that way, if you guys are interested, you can chime in and stuff like that. I mean, but it is a lot of fun. I really like the way she does things. I mean, it's really cool. She has like her own little style and stuff, and it's like really awesome and everything. So guys, like, once again, thank you so much for spending Friday night with me. And if you guys ever have a topic or anything that you want me to cover, or you have questions or need help, reach out. You can send me a message through Facebook. I do respond. I do help people. Don't worry. Or if you have problems, put the problem out on Facebook, because if I'm not really like available, maybe I'm doing something else or whatever, everybody in that Facebook group is so helpful, and they're always trying to help each other out. So that is a really great place to, while you're learning and you get stuck, to go out there and ask questions, so that way we can help you out, so that way you can rock and roll and learn and do your thing. Okay, so you guys take good care. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next Friday, and I will have more videos coming out, because I know you guys gave me some ideas and stuff like that, and I'm going to try that wine bag with embroidery and stuff, because it looks like that's going to be really cute, and that's something that we definitely can go and give wine out for the holidays. You never know, right? So I will talk to you guys later. So you guys have a good night. Love you guys. Please be safe, and I'll see you guys next Friday, and hope maybe I'll see some of you guys tomorrow at Nancy's live at 12 o'clock. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.